What's up guys, Tim Little, Matt Allen, welcome back to Tactical Bassin. Today we have a post-spawn gear review video for you. We've got some new products, some new things that you guys should check out and apply to your fishing.
So we've got 6 items each for you. This time of year, especially this year, where so many of us couldn't even fish the majority of the spring. You know, we got completely shut out by the virus. We are ready to go fishing. Tim and I, our tackle addiction is like next level right now because we've been stuck at home. So we have scoured and found all sorts of new things to play with this year. We knew that they were things you guys would want to know about too. So the first one, this one was ingenious. This is D&M. You guys are familiar with the slow roller buzzbait. The main buzzbait that we throw that has that quad plastic bait. It's been in a handful of different buzzbait videos. We love them, but it comes with that loud clacker on it, so we've always told you to cut it off, and it's kind of a pain. Well, wouldn't you know, I was on Tackle Warehouse and discovered that now, in addition to the slow roller, they have the easy roller, which comes without the clacker. Genius move. So now they've got it in the same colors that we throw, black on black, black on red are our 2 primary colors, and you can get it without that big obnoxious clacker. The benefit of a quad blade, plastic blade buzzbait is that they go really slow on the surface. They stay up really high and they're really, really subtle. So if you're fishing a pond, if you're fishing a backwater, if you're fishing on a slick, calm day where you don't want that ton of obnoxious ruckus that you get out of a big, loud buzzbait, going to a plastic blade makes a huge difference.
You guys thought you were getting a gear review, you're actually getting an in-depth buzzbait video. 5 minutes later. All right.
Can't turn it off.
The bait I want to share with you guys is this guy right here. This is Demiki. It's the BTC 60. I think Brian Thrift Crankbait 60. But what's really cool about this is it's a resin bait. It's a plastic bait, but it acts like a balsa crank. It's a super high float. And what it really intrigued me about this bait was the size and the action. When I actually got out and fished with it, you know, I like, you know, spring coming out of that spawn, that post-spawn transition, I like burning a squarebill. And what's really cool about this is as soon as you let off the gas on that reel, it comes up. So it's very, very good crankbait to throw around your flooded timber, throw around your grass patches, that sort of stuff. But this little squarebill is awesome. Again, really high float, deflects very easily, very well, and comes in some really cool colors. This right here, I think it's called like baby bow or something like that, and then obviously a craw pattern. But definitely check those out because this time of year, burning a squarebill is a must. It's a gopher right there.
All right, next up, from Evergreen, the S-Drive. This guy, small glide bait, okay? Glide bait like an S-Waver or a Gancraft or a slide swimmer. But what's different about it is a couple of things. It's got this funny shaped lip to it, which is actually what intrigued me. It's what caught my attention, but because I didn't know what it was, it took me a while to try this bait. I'm really glad that I tried it. This bait to me screams smallmouth. It comes in 3 colors, it's affordable, but what I really like about it is it's this super slim profile. It's not a tall bait at all. This one screams smallmouth. It's a bait that they can T-bone and get the hook. Smallmouth, spotted bass. Because it has this funny bill on it, it's actually incredibly reactive. It gets really hard head turns. So like any other glide bait, it's got a really good glide to it. But when you get aggressive and start snapping that rod tip, the walk and the dart is incredible. It's really reactive. It handles well in current. It handles well out in the lake. I think that is a phenomenal option for the smallie guy this year. And just like the rest of us, the smallie guys are finally getting cut loose. They're finally getting out on the water. That's one worth looking at.
Next bait I want to talk about is going to be Kitech. This is the Mad Wag Long. And if you guys are familiar with the Mad Wag worm, it's been around for a long time, but they've recently come out with 2 different sizes. This is an 11-inch. Some ribbed, curly tail. So you big worm fishermen, oh, down one. Summertime, you big worm fisherman, Carolina rig, Texas rigging, shaky heading, this is a must. The Kitech, you know, if you've thrown a Kitech before, you're familiar with the smell, the scent, all that stuff. So they've expanded that line into 2 more different sizes. That is the 11-inch and the 8-inch. So if you don't want to go so big. The benefit of throwing a curly tail worm as the water warms up, as the weather warms up, fish are more aggressive. You just get a lot more action out of the worm as you're dragging it. But those are 2 new worms right there that I really like. Wanted to share with you guys because, you know, for forever we've all thrown the big, you know, power worms and such. So these guys right here, check these out. They are awesome.
There's no doubt. They smell like kites.
I got all my hands.
All right, next up, not a bait. This of all things is a lock. The DuraSafe E-Locks. These are not new. Tim's run them for a while. I've seen them for years and years, but I never made the leap. And what I wanted to talk to you about today is 1, the benefit of locks, and 2, why I made the leap, because I think that matters. So this is what comes on our Solixes. You know, every graph, when you put it on your boat, you get some sort of a screw that tightens up on it. So these come off and get replaced by the lock. I never did it because I always felt like locking my graph to my boat didn't protect what mattered to me, and that is my waypoints. My waypoints, the information in the graph is what I care about. It was actually Tim who connected the dots for me. We were talking a couple months ago, and he asked me why I don't do it, and I told him it's waypoints. And he's like, well, what do you mean? Why can't you protect your waypoints? And I'm like, sure, they can't steal my graph. They can just turn it on. It took a minute. Tim over here decides to shine the spotlight on it for me. He's like, hey, don't you have a switch in the back? Don't you have a Perco? I'm like, yeah. Turn your Perco off, lock your compartment, put these on. Nobody can do anything. Obviously, don't ask me how I've missed that for years. I've been taking graphs on and off my boat every day. Every day I do it. I never leave my graphs on my boat. This is genius. They make them literally for every graph. The screw that's inside, it comes with a bunch of screws. You can change it right out to get it to fit your graph. That's a good move.
Yeah, I've actually thought about, you know, because I lock my rear compartment, I've thought about getting one of those, the locker bars and putting it across the back. We both run one on the front to protect our rod lockers and our main storage unit, but also run one back across the back so someone couldn't pry that open and mess with your stuff.
We should talk more. I told Cece just the other day I was going to do that.
Okay. The next product that I want to talk about is this guy right here. This is Sunline Crank FC. Now, you guys know, if you guys follow us, you know that Matt and I primarily 95% of the time throw braid to some kind of leader, either braid to fluoro or braid to mono. And we typically crank on braid to leader because we want to get real reactive with our baits. We want to, you know, we want that bait to stop when we pause the reel and those sort of things. But this guy right here, I got my butt kicked earlier this year when we were allowed to fish, cranking. And the only thing
Who kicked your butt? You left that out. Who did it?
I don't know. I made the switch and then it was fair. But what I was gonna say is, out here on the West Coast, we haven't had a lot of rain this year. And most of our reservoirs are gin clear, crystal clear. They're not normally clear because they're not getting that, you know, that rain and snow runoff, right? And we were out here on Clear Lake and we're throwing the same baits, doing the same thing, and he's just kicking my teeth in, and I look over and he's throwing straight fluoro. It was a visibility thing, and you know, we preach on the braid to fluoro leader or braid to mono leader, but it actually was causing me to not catch fish and you to catch fish. And I spooled up with this stuff right here. I really, really like this. I'm not a huge straight fluoro fan. I don't like putting on line and having to stretch it. I want it to lay flat. This lays flat on the reel. The Assassin, I know you really like the Assassin. I usually use Sniper, but it's a little more dense, more firm, so I don't necessarily like cranking with it. This, guys, if you guys like cranking with fluoro, definitely check out the Crank FC. It's a little bit softer, a little more stretch than their traditional fluorocarbon, so kind of like that what is it?
It's like FC100.
FC100
for the leader.
Yeah, or the shock leader stuff. So definitely check this out if you guys are into cranking Clearwater and you like fluorocarbon.
All right, next up. Normally when we're talking about baits, this is stuff we have put through the ringer. This one is truly a first look. I have not thrown it. It is just a first look, but I scooped this up, again, tackle addiction. I just bought this the other day, but let me get out the smaller size to compare it to. For you spy bait guys, I wish I had already thrown it, but we weren't able to go fishing, so I couldn't. But we've got some stuff planned this summer. We've got some smallmouth fishing we're gonna do, so I was stocking up. This is the original Spinbait 80. This is their new 100. Haven't got to fish with it yet. It's significantly heavier. The hooks are big. It is made for a bait caster. We talked in the past about the Alpha. Here's the Alpha for comparison, because that's the first one that you could throw on a bait caster, but look how much bigger the 100 is. That's a true put it on a bait caster and let that thing fly, long range spy bait. Definitely still smallmouth, but guaranteed there's carryover into largemouth on that bait. Spy bait smash largemouth. It's just really, really hard to throw them because the time of year where we do so well with it right now, those largemouth take you into the grass. The smallmouth much more often are out in the open. Now we've got a bait that's got a big enough hook on it that you can put some pressure on them and haul them out of that stuff. I think it's got a lot more carryover. We'll play with that one some more, but I knew you guys would want to see it right away.
Next piece of equipment I got for you is this little guy right here. This is the Cal Coast Cali Clip. And you guys, I get questions all the time in my videos.
Every single video.
What this is, it is a hook and a weight holder that clips on the butt of your rod. So all you have to do, right here, it's got a little hook clip, spin it around, it's got a little wedge, you just wedge your line in, and there is your drop shot holder. You know, in the past I've used the ice surrender, just the Velcro, the little tab with the Velcro wrap, it works great. But this guy right here, if you have, you know, for some reason a lot of the bait casting rods these days aren't coming with hook keepers. Very easy to install, comes in 3 different sizes. You just literally pop it on your rod and you are good to go. But that is the Cal Coast Cali Clip. Say that 5 times fast.
Good luck.
And it works great, guys.
All right, my last one is this big old guy right here. Last year, you guys know, Cece and I lived on the road for a significant part of the year. If you're a guy that just goes to your home lake on the weekend, you have no need for a reel box. No purpose. Your rods and reels are put together, you keep them in the boat or in the house, you go back and forth to the lake. But you guys that in the springtime road trip up north, guys that, like we do guys trips, we get together with a bunch of our buddies and we go states away and go fishing. We travel on the road with our wives. We got the opportunity to go to South America back in winter. Every time we go on a trip like that, you've got to protect your gear. So we take these reel bags or reel boxes. It's a soft tub, but it's protected, it's solid. This is a new one from Plano. Last year I was running a different one, but it was soft-sided and my reels would end up getting smashed a little bit. I wasn't really happy with it. So this one, still soft sides, but hard ends. It's just more solid all the way around. And I can hold, what, 12 reels. It'll hold bait casters or spinning. All you do is loosen the handles. They fit right in. If you're a guy that is out on the road and you want to protect your investment, get a reel bag so that you can lock everything up, keep it safe. It's not getting beat to death in the rod locker while you're driving 1,000 miles. It's not getting killed by the airline. When we go on these trips, our rods go in a rigid tube, but our reels come on the plane with us. That's how you make sure that your trip is a success. You're not going to trust an airline to keep all of your essential gear safe, because they're not going to give your money back if you get to South America and your reel handles got broken off. So anyway, I'm just really happy with this one overall. So I wanted to tell you guys about it. And all these products across the board will link in the video description. We know we're back from the camera, so you can see detailed photos, descriptions. We'll give you color recommendations where applicable, all that stuff, just like every video. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually been running this one also for a while, and I've probably tried every reel bag on the market. I've went to Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's. Yeah, I've ordered gun cases off of, you know, whatever. But this is actually it's a rug or rigid frame, soft inside. So not only does it work great for reels, but it works good for GoPro cameras, any of your high-end expensive gear that you want to be protected. I like that it's got the rigid exterior and a real big zipper, and it's a 3700 size kind of footprint, so it fits in your traditional,
right, with all your gear.
Yeah, all your tackle stuff. I had one more.
You're wearing it.
That's right. Our clothing, guys. You know, we did kind of a soft launch earlier this year. This probably around Christmas time or so for our hoodies and all that stuff. But we have our sun shirts. You know, AFCO makes some of the nicest sun gear on the planet, and we partnered with them to make our stuff. Can have all of our logo, you know, our logo and all the perks of having an SPF sun shirt. You got to take care of your skin, take care of your body. Now you can rep the tactical stuff. So we'll link that down below, but we're very excited to partner with them to have our clothing come out.
We're thrilled about that. I mean, the quality of their stuff is amazing. So instantly ours just went up a notch. And now you guys aren't reliant on emailing us, getting answers back and forth. You know, that all takes time. Just get on Tackle Warehouse. You can order whatever you want. It's there. We're not in the middle, and it's AFCO quality. It's awesome.
Yeah, it just kind of, honestly, we didn't have the time to continue to do it and go to the post office package, email, all that stuff. So now it's easy just to click away, order from Tackle Warehouse, and you'll get it shipped to your door. But hopefully you guys like some of that gear we talked about. This is all stuff that we've tried. We've had great success with it. And we liked it enough to share with you guys.
Yeah, this is a fun time of year. You know, this really is when the absolute maximum number of people get out on the water. The northern guys have spent months now, and this year southern guys too, a lot of us have been locked down and we've just been waiting for the opportunity to get out. So we've been fine-tuning gear, playing with new tackle, organizing, I mean, day after day, organizing and reorganizing tackle just to keep ourselves busy. So all sorts of fun new stuff. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.